something. I don't know.
Always spending money that you don't have.
You literally can get a selfie stick at a Ross checkout line for about $5
for money that you don't have.
I have $5.
No, you don't.
I do.
Not to spend on a selfie stick.
I do.
No. If you do got $5, you can decide to put that in church.
Bye.
And that's why you ain't got $5 right now. What's up? What's up? I'm Z.
Actually, I'm Z.
I was Z first.
It really doesn't matter. I'm the better Z. I'm the cuter Z. I'm the smarter Z. I'm the funnier Z. And we're here
You're the nothing
to
Z.
spill
Because you're not Z, I'm Z.
some tea. And if you don't want to hear our tea, then deuces.
Deuces, the name of the show. Let's get into the tea.
Let's dive right in. No small talk today. We're talking about Justin Baldoni, Blake Lively, Ryan Reynolds, and them.
Why you say Ryan Reynolds like that?
Like what?
Ryan Reynolds. We're talking about Baldoni, Blake Lively, Ryan Reynolds.
Is that how I said it?
Yes, exactly.
And them. Because he's a douchebag.
Excuse me. He's Deadpool. Hey, got her. Got her.
So does that mean he could be a douchebag and bully
Yeah.
people?
Yeah. Those are Hollywood rules.
All right.
Those are Hollywood rules.
Well, let's dive right in. So this
How do you
is
know he's an alleged. I haven't heard any of this.
which is crazy, but that also just goes to the kind of content you consume versus the kind of content I consume.
Yes, messy.
Very much so. All the reality TV shows.
I'm talking about
all the TikTok dramas.
I've heard about Blake, but I haven't heard about Ryan.
All you have to do is
like,
look up one thing and it'll come out. Nice pool. Yeah, that was.
Yes, that's petty. That's like, yeah, right. Because I was. I'm glad you said that. I knew about that because it has to do.
Okay, so
with, like
here we
movie,
go.
You know what I'm talking about?
So
you don't think that was funny? You're like, oh.
No, I didn't think that was funny.
That's like a Kendrick Drake type beef type thing. Like, whoa.
Knowing everything I know, I didn't find that funny.
Beef. This is Hollywood beef.
It is very much Hollywood beef. That would have not come out though if they didn't try to bully him even further. Okay, so let's get into it. So, Justin Baldoni is suing Blake Lively, Ryan Reynolds, Leslie Sloan, who was Blake's publicist, for and the New York Times for $400 million. It's a 179-page lawsuit. We're gonna do just enough.
Justin is suing the Reynolds
and the New York Times and cousin, Blake's publicist,
and he's for $400 million.
$400 million.
Is that like the damages?
So listen. Yes, it's for lost wages and harassment and all the things. So, the movie, it ends with us. So in 2019, I have notes. So if you hear papers, whatever. In 2019, Justin Baldoni had contacted Colleen Hoover, who's the author of the book It Ends With Us.
It's a book.
He contacted her through his literary agent. And he really wanted to turn it into a film because he really wanted to highlight domestic violence survivors because that's what it's about. So in May of 2019, Justin Baldoni's company, Wayfarer, secured the rights to It Ends With Us. Wayfarer.
That's his company?
Wayfarer.
You can order stuff off of?
No, Wayfarer.
They make movies too?
Not Wayfair. Wayfarer.
So he added an ER. Wayfarer's not suing him for taking their name? That's another show.
Anyways, and 1% of the proceeds of the film will go to DV survivors. It's a
1%. So he was expecting it to do like $1 billion?
That's correct. He was expecting it to do better than it did for sure.
It didn't do bad.
It didn't do as good as that, and it wasn't even his movie. Okay, anyway. So, 2022, Blake agrees to be Lily Bloom, and she negotiates executive producer credit, which is the thing to do in Hollywood. It's just another way to get paid from the film. Nobody really actually executive produces or expects to be like, hey,
But that doesn't negate that it is a position.
Okay. So then 5 months later into filming, she starts
executive producing.
No, she doesn't. She starts taking over wardrobe and kind of sideswiping who they hired who is the stylist, sending pictures, overstepping, not listening to Justin, because let's clarify that Justin's the director of this film.
That's executive
producing. Shh, let me get through all of it. No, that's not executive producing.
But we say something like sidestepping. Okay, maybe, but if she's executive producer,
her say matters more than the director?
Yeah.
No.
Actually, they should work together, but if you look at the hierarchy
actually, they should what?
Work together.
Okay. So, sending photos to production,
okay. All right.
Overstepping Justin, the director. She would refuse to show up to fittings eventually and was requesting her wardrobe to be sent to her home, which was not negotiated before the film, which then started messing with the budget of the film.
Yeah, what the heck? That's poor executive producing because, yeah, that's extra money. What are we talking about? You're fired as executive producer. I'm sorry. What the heck? What is this?
You can't. I mean, they can't fire her as executive producer when
the studio does. That's who's above the producers.
This is where A-list and Justin Baldoni is not an A-list celebrity, I suppose. I watched Jane the Virgin and was obsessed.
A-?
So I guess, well, in all my research I've learned, Blake Lively has Ryan Reynolds.
I mean, yeah, she's Ryan Reynolds' wife. Let's be real. Unless you watch Gossip Girl, which I did not. I was like, what's the big deal about Blake Lively? And I guess it's like Gossip Girl. I didn't hear about Blake Lively until she got flack for saying LA face with an Oakland booty. That's her, right? She said that?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, she said that. She posted it like LA face with an Oakland booty, and everybody was saying it was like racist. And I was like, she's just quoting a line.
Well,
mix a lot. Like
that's when you heard about her, but she's been controversial for a long time because they got married on the plantation. So that's when it all started. And then there's all these clips.
I take back what I said about Ryan Reynolds not being
Yeah. So, okay. So, the movie brought in $350 million.
And how much cost to make?
And Blake was promoting her products and saying, wear your florals when she was out promoting the film, right? Mind you, this is a domestic violence story.
We just want to have fun and highlight.
No, literally.
Highlight
Grab your girls, wear your florals.
It's not a rom-com.
Oh my goodness, and my new hair care line, and my alcohol, and my. That's how she was doing her promo. Versus Justin Baldoni, who it's very apparent from everything way back in 2019, the whole reason he reached out is because he wanted to tell the story of DV survivors, right? So he's out there talking about that. So then us as the general public, people started being like, wait a minute. Why is her promo being so light and fluffy and wear your florals and da-da-da-da? And Justin Baldoni's talking about DV. And wait a minute. How come they're not doing any promo together?
Wear your florals to the fight tonight. Get some good
She's saying because Lily Bloom is a florist. She owns a flower shop.
That's going to get knocked upside the head.
Right? Correct.
So she's like, wear your florals to the fight. Get your seats, ladies and gentlemen.
Anyway.
It's going to be a doozy.
So once everybody started being like, she's looking real tone deaf, that's when all these...
That is correct.
They
got married on a plantation. Tone deaf is a word. LA face with the Oakland booty. Like, it all makes sense why people were upset. Like, she legit tone deaf.
Yeah. So then the general public started picking up on it their own. And so people started showing old clips of her being rude. I'll play just a few because it's a long clip.
I think I'm just brunette because of the books. And everyone knows blondes are nicer anyway.
I saw that. Wait, was that that's a
over there? Moment by me. What does that mean?
Well,
did you see the movie?
I did see the movie.
Wait, but by the way, you've been like, oh, I think you're the bigger Potter fan. I think you're the bigger Disney fan. I think you're the big. So, like, what? What about me over here?
You can present your own.
The best in every soul.
What's your Jeopardy category?
Fine. I'll just sing.
So these started resurfacing.
All right, Blake, never mind.
Here's the one I really want to be heard, though.
About the baby bump one?
The baby bump one? No, yes, but
it's like the worst one.
The monkey one.
What monkey one? Oh my gosh. There's a monkey one?
So I can't act with a monkey. So much more interested in my career. First of all, congrats on your congrats on your little bump. Chuck has a matching pet monkey with coordinating outfits, and I was like, I would love to be part of the show, but I can't act with a monkey. And then I got a few of them.
He's got a few of them.
Come on, it was a joke. 2 of us got invited, and 2 of us were not allowed in.
Yeah. Okay. So
Ryan married that?
So listen, because that's his type. Listen. So
you know what? Holy crap. I bet they just go at each other all the time because they're like, oh,
you
we can
also
burn
know
each other.
that, and I didn't know this until the SNL 50th anniversary, that it is alleged that when he was with Scarlett Johansson is when he started his relationship with Blake.
I didn't know he was with Scarlett Johansson.
They were married. And
I didn't know he was married.
Yeah.
To Scarlett Johansson when he got Green Lantern.
And then when they split,
and he
maybe about a year later, he
Brad-Jelined Scarlett Johansson. Who was
and
first?
About a year later, he
Brad
married Blake. I think that's the right timeline, but it's very similar to that.
He was with Scarlett Johansson and left her for. Did they leave each other or did he leave her? What happened? He cheated.
I
Blake.
didn't
This is
deep
what
dive that
this is
because this
alleged.
is not what we're talking about.
That's part of it.
It's not part of it.
That's completely part of it.
It's not part of it at all. I just brought that up right now because
he left.
I feel like
Black Widow
want to marry
Deadpool?
Ryan Reynolds and don't really maybe understand.
I don't want to marry him.
Who he
I'd like
is.
go out for drinks or something like that because it'd be fun. Like obviously. But if that's how she's reacting and she's tone deaf, I mean, if I'm playing devil's
They were
advocate,
married from 2008 to 2011.
3 years. Scarlett Johansson. How old were they? He was like 20. How old were
They began dating in 2007, got engaged and married in 2008, announced their separation in 2010, divorced in 2011.
I never knew that.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, she's Black Widow, and Blake Lively is Lady Deadpool.
So they divorced in 2011. I guess technically they were separated in 2010, but September of 2010, but whatever. And then he married Blake in September of 2012.
That's like 2 years.
So, but it was alleged that because they met on the set of Green Lantern in 2010. They went on their first date in 2011, but they met on the set of Green Lantern in 2010.
Yeah, so she was there when he was depressed about the performance of Green Lantern. That makes sense. Because Scarlett was probably all like, well, I'm successful. Shouldn't have left me. Bye, bish. And then Blake was like, bish, come over here. It's okay. I was in the movie too. Ryan.
They didn't split till September 2010. Do you know when Green Lantern was filmed? Let me tell you. It was filmed in March
This is
to
alleged.
August. No, this is not alleged. This is the actual
Yeah, these are the
timeline
dates,
of their relationship. Well, yes. Them.
It was probably like
the cheating is alleged.
He was
but
probably like, "Dang, if I wasn't with
the cheating is alleged." But let the record show that Green Lantern was filmed March 2010 to August 2010. Scarlett and Ryan did not split till September 2010, and Ryan and Blake met on that set. Anywho,
so they're saying it was like Brad, Jennifer, and
that's
Angelina.
what they're saying. Back to the case at hand. So, Movie's gonna come out. They're doing press. Everybody's like, ooh, Blake seems really tone deaf. This is weird. And then these old clips of her being a BZ start resurfacing, and people are like, ooh, girl, you look horrible. And then that's when Blake's team files a complaint. Not a lawsuit.
To who?
A complaint.
Against who?
Against Justin Baldoni and his team and Wayfarer. Again, I want to say this is a complaint that was filed, not a lawsuit.
Because she didn't get a package.
Alleging sexual harassment.
Where's my package? Wayfair.
Alleging sexual harassment and retaliation. Claiming things like they came to her trailer unannounced while she was breastfeeding or pumping. The exact quote was, Mr. Baldoni and Mr. Heath showed a shocking lack of boundaries while she was undressed and vulnerable. Okay.
I feel like probably, maybe, and most likely, but if we look at, so I don't want to say like it's okay, right? But at the same time, what is the like the assumption here? It's like it's Hollywood. We understand we're going to be vulnerable. We're filming love scenes. So what was the perception? Like, even if that was the case, she feels like it was done with like spite or out like malintent, or they were like, hey, we need to talk about this scene. And she's like, oh, I'm pumping. And they're like, this is Hollywood. Cover it up. Like, we gotta do this. If you're gonna executive produce, then executive produce.
As we get further, you'll be interested to hear a text message. So just hold that thought.
But wait, a complaint about sexual harassment? That seems strategic, because what does that mean? Are you saying you were sexually harassed, but you're only making a complaint versus filing like
a lawsuit? Correct.
So
correct.
What do you hope to get out of that though?
For him to have bad PR.
Wait. She filed a complaint to like his team, and somebody got a hold of it and like made it public?
Not to his team, to the place where he filed a complaint in LA. I forgot
like,
to get the exact name
who
of
heard
it.
of it? How did it get leaked to the public?
Hello, by the New York Times. That's why they're being sued as well. Okay.
All right.
So she files this complaint alleging sexual harassment because of the breastfeeding pumping incident. And she also claims that Justin improv'd intimate scenes without discussing it with her prior. For example, biting or sucking her lower lip.
Well, anything not discussed. Yeah, I get that.
Okay, so here's another situation. This is straight from the lawsuit. On another occasion, Mr. Baldoni and Miss Lively were filming a slow dance scene for a montage in which no sound was recorded. Mr. Baldoni chose to let the camera roll and have them perform the scene, but did not act in character as Ryle. Instead, he spoke to Miss Lively out of character as himself. At one point, he leaned forward and slowly dragged his lips from her ear down her neck and said, "It smells so good." None of this was remotely in character or based on any dialogue in the script, and nothing needed to be said because, again, there was no sound. Mr. Baldoni was caressing Miss Lively with his mouth in a way that had nothing to do with their roles. When Miss Lively later objected to this behavior, they have a typo in here. It says Miss Baldoni's. Mr. Baldoni's response was, "I'm not even attracted to you." So a few things on that. Whoa, what just happened to my phone? A few things on that. As an actress myself,
yeah, you go first.
Even if you are doing just getting B-roll or just getting whatever, some moments of the two people acting in the scene, even if there's no sound, as an actor in the moment, you're still in character. She's claiming he wasn't. Like, how do you know that?
Yeah, this sounds like
you would
bro,
still.
You're reaching. And if you weren't doing a suit, you wouldn't even be saying this. You'd be all like, "Oh man, his acting was great."
Right.
That's what you'd be saying. Like, can you be real here? Like, don't.
It doesn't matter if there's no sound.
You know what this is? This is a Drake. She's trying to Drake. It wasn't a beef, but it's the same thing. Like, you just want to start a beef, and now you want to pull a lawsuit. But this is acting, and this is performing, and this is becoming the people, and you're making it seem like this is what it seems like to me. You're making it seem like it was an issue. And at the same time, if it's like we're going to have discussions with the intimacy coordinator and anything that we don't talk about, we're not going to do. It's all like, you're the executive producer.
Mhm.
So I don't understand how, even if he's a director and you say, well, it was a power dynamic, you're the executive producer. You're the bigger star.
Yep.
So I felt like you'd be comfortable in saying, no, cut. What are you doing?
Yep.
No, don't do that. I'm not comfortable with that. And I saw the video and it's all like, I mean, you could argue that she looks uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
Or you could argue.
You mean the video
that
where she
doesn't.
pulls him in?
It's a video of them like when he drags his lip. I saw it was a video of that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, honestly, it could go either way. But to say that this was him being him and he was talking, it's all like, yeah, it's called chemistry.
Yeah.
You know what
because even if there's no sound, this is still footage.
Yeah,
it's going to be in the film.
Believable.
Hello.
If it's just sitting there like.
So I feel like that was really weird.
This is for B-roll. This is for B-roll.
So then she claimed fat shaming. And then also they alleged that his team orchestrated this whole smears campaign that was happening to her. That was actually just happening because people are like, what is her problem? You are so tone deaf. This is a DV film. Okay.
Oh my gosh. She's Drake.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Man.
So then Justin files a complaint with the same entity.
Yeah, because Drake was like the bigger star. And she like the bigger star? That's crazy. That is crazy. It matches with everything. The big
So he filed for $250 million against the New York Times for publishing it with a demand for a jury. Because so this complaint gets filed, New York Times makes it public. Justin was dropped from his agency, WME, which is the same agency as Blake and Ryan.
What?
So this complaint comes out. He gets dropped. Hold on. Also, a company called Vital Voices gave him an award, and they give this award to men who advocate on behalf of women and girls. And Justin Baldoni is known for
advocacy
for women and almost being like a feminist, a male feminist, but the right way. Anyways, so they gave him that award on December 9th.
It's a controversial comment.
They gave him that award on December 9th, and they rescinded it on December 23rd, which was 2 days after Blake's complaint came out.
Bro, really? Because of the complaint? What did they say? What reason did they say? They said it was
because of the allegations in the complaint.
And it's all like, are we really gonna public opinion court here? Like, really?
So then
I can feel that.
I
understand that. That's
Baldoni's lawyer comes out.
Something that happened to me when I was in the military. I'm a supervisor, right? And there are these girls, they be all in their feelings. Somebody came up to me and said that somebody said that I was being inappropriate, like in a sexual sense. I was like, who? I was like, okay, fine, you can't tell me. I went to the MAs and I was like, we need to open an investigation. I want you to investigate me because I want to get to the bottom of this because like my name is important to me. And if somebody's saying this, it's like, don't come at me like it's true. First off, when you know my character. So I was like, excuse me. So here's what I just heard about me. I want to investigate. And they were like, oh, we can't do that. I'm like, why? Why not? Why not? I want to get to the bottom of it. I only have to know who it is. I understand. And
anonymity.
Yes, that's not. But yeah, that's what
that is how you say it. Anonymous and anonymity.
Yes, that's the one. Yeah, I understand that. But it's all like that's not like that. That's not cool. Don't even fix your mouth to say that. And if that is the case, then that's something I can fix. But I can only fix if I know. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Because like maybe you did perceive it like that. I don't know. And I ain't gonna say you didn't. But then I need to know. In any case, it was like, so what? Somebody could just say whatever, and unless they open it, and now I look guilty, I'm like, dude, that's like kind of jacked up.
Yeah.
So I would definitely now I'm losing. I'm getting dropped. And I'm losing the award.
Yes, so the award was called Voices of Solidarity Award. And they rescinded it because they said the allegations and communications among Baldoni and his publicist, as detailed in the lawsuit, were contrary to the values of Vital Voices and the spirit of the award.
What? What's that mean? what they said? What they replied?
Oh, because Blake had text messages in her complaint that she filed that were doctored. We're gonna get to that.
Well, but guess what though? Okay, even if my man just made the movie and the advocacy, like, and you're gonna say, "Oh, never mind," because we saw some text messages we don't like. Cancel culture. He should have said, "You know what? Keep it," because I didn't do it for the award. I did it because it actually means something to me. I don't know you don't know what that means.
Okay, so then he files his complaint and gets the New York Times for $250 million, and he's getting dropped. Like this is affecting him, and he has a lawyer. His lawyer is a G. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I forgot to write his name down. Anyways, he was saying that
his lawyer's a G, or the name starts with a G.
His lawyer's a G. He's out there. His clips are so funny. I'll give you an example in a second. So his lawyer's starting to do interviews. He's saying that Lively's team cherry-picked and altered text messages. And in that interview,
they altered, like, Photoshop the text messages?
Didn't give the whole picture. I'm going to read some in just a second.
So they only screenshotted what they wanted to be seen.
Correct.
That's not really altering.
It is altering.
It's like concealing.
No. And also there's one, I'll tell you in a second. So then in that same interview, his lawyer was asked if they were going to sue Lively directly. And he said, into oblivion. That was his response. So I was like, ooh. Anyways.
Dang, the Tom Cruise movie?
So.
Oblivion?
So here we go. So with the allegations that Blake made, let's start with the PR one. So she was saying she had text message proof that Baldoni's team was doing the PR thing. And she had included these screenshots of his publicist, Jen, saying, wow, you really outdid yourself with this one, or with this. Let me zoom in, because with this piece with the upside down smiley emoji, which people normally send that when they're being sarcastic, but that was removed.
Is that what that means?
That was removed from what Blake submitted. And then she responded, that's why you hired me, right? I'm the best. Heading to the airport, whatever, that doesn't matter. Yeah, but all of this was cut out.
What piece are they talking about, though? How does that prove anything?
Because there's a article, could Blake Lively be canceled? So there's a screenshot of that and her saying, wow, you really outdid yourself with this one, because they were already accusing them of that.
Oh, so they're making fun of it.
So they only had this in there. They didn't have all this of the in there, and they took out the upside down emoji. So it was just that.
Well, she submitted it the way she received it. That's what's going on. So like, no, this is how I seen it. So they're going to see it how I see it.
So, and then in regards to the whole breastfeeding situation, I'm trying to find the messages. I'll send it to you to put into the YouTube video. But basically, she had texted Justin and was like, I'm just in my trailer pumping if you want to head over so we can run our lines.
I mean, I would think that was like in 2025, a woman breastfeeding isn't like, oh,
and they was right. And they said they were comfortable enough that she would breastfeed in front of him all the time. So for her to try to be like,
does he have kids?
He just busted it. Yes.
Like a wife. So, I mean, especially after that, it's kind of like, okay, this is, come on. I understand this. It's like women saying like, I'm on my cycle and you're not getting like, and so like, oh yeah, I get it. It happens. You know what I'm talking about? It's like, okay, we're mature. We're adults.
Right. So then she also had claimed in her allegations, I did forget to mention this, that his friend, Mr. Heath, showed her corn, is what we'll say, because of YouTube, and that he told her about his corn addiction that he used to have, like out of context for no reason. And what actually happened...
He confided in her and she just dimed him out?
What actually happened, according to Baldoni's lawsuit, is as Lively and Baldoni were developing their scenes, Lively said, I don't want it to look like corn. And then offered up that she had never seen corn in her life.
Well, how she know what's going
on? A very personal fact. And Baldoni complimented her and said, "That's wonderful," because unfortunately, he was first exposed to it when he was 10 years old and struggled with the corn addiction for a period of his life, which he openly writes about in both his books, Boys Will Be Human, written for boys, and Man Enough, written for men, addressing pornography as a societal problem.
Not just say pornography, bro.
Anyone who knows or has done any research on Baldoni would have knowledge of this, and it can in no way be characterized as inappropriate, especially after opening the door to the discussion.
Wait, so when did he show her?
So in regards to that, what she is referring to as corn is they are discussing, because in the movie Lily Bloom gives birth, I guess.
But what did he show her?
And so
did he show her anything?
No, his Mr. Heath showed a screenshot of his own wife's birth to Blake to reference something for the scene.
She called that.
Yes.
She called that corn.
Yes.
I don't know why that pisses me off.
It was a video of his naked wife, and it was the birth of their child, which there's a screenshot, which is obviously blurred, but they submitted a screenshot to the lawsuit.
So they were like, yo, we're going to try to have this scene like a Spike Lee movie, because Spike be getting graphic with it, because He Got Game was crazy. Out of nowhere. Remember that? It was just like a montage, and it was like all of a sudden, Baby Cake come out, and it's like, whoa. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's He Got Game. Anyway. And
it was a home birth, his wife's home birth.
You know, here's what it's sounding like, okay? It's sounding like freaking Trump and Vance when they were sitting here trying to gaslight my boy at the joint. Like, whoa, no. That's what it sounds like. It's gaslighting here. Like what in the world? We have receipts. Those receipts. These are the receipts?
These are the receipts.
It's either that or you're like, Team Justin, and you're just trying to paint a picture.
So there's a couple more things I want to get to. So I'm going to try to hurry up and do it.
Why would you refer to that? It's like, what in the tone deaf, bro? Like,
right.
If you refer to I'd like, what? Allegedly.
All right, y'all, that's it for part 1 of the Baldoni Lively saga. Go follow us on all the socials at Deuces Pod everywhere, and make sure you tune in next week for part 2.